I'm more about allowing your vision and your energy to go onto the canvas the way it needs to go on the canvas.
Hey, welcome. I'm Dali, the host of the Dali Talk Show, where I share knowledge and valuable information in hopes to inspire you to reach your goals, overcome challenges, and so that you know that you're not alone. My guest today is Karen Sachs. Karen is a prolific artist with bold styles and diverse subject matter. Combining her love for personal growth and art, she is a workshop facilitator trained through productive learning and leisure trainers, and a certified creativity fit coach. So without further ado, here is Karen Sachs. Hi, Karen. How are you this morning?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you so much for accepting my invitation to be on the show. For those of you who don't know who you are, would you please introduce yourself and let them know what it is that you do?
My name is Karen Sachs, and I am an artist and creativity facilitator. I mostly do acrylic painting and glass mosaics. I love both. I love switching it up and just having different varieties of ideas and techniques because it just breaks it up a little bit. I really like how it gives me other options instead of just like only doing one thing.
Were you already aware that you had artistic talent before you started painting?
I don't think I had a clue at that time, but when with working with my business coach, I think there was one assignment at one point and I realized that when I was a kid, I did do a lot of artistic stuff, needle pointing and rug hooking, and I loved creating my own designs instead of following the patterns. And I actually remember my sister, I made one and they created my own design. And then for my sister's birthday, I made a rug hooking one, but I used the pattern instead of making my own design. And she got upset by that. So I was like, oh, okay. So I think I always had it and I just didn't realize it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's the case with a lot of us. We do all these things as children. We're pretty good at it and we grow up and forget about that, right?
Right.
And not realizing that that's something that's actually really good that we could possibly even make as our careers, but we see it as something fun, like a hobby, something just to, get distracted with. But it's really beautiful when you take that, like you have, and you make it into a business. Now, at what point did you decide to make this into a business?
Okay, so I've been doing Paint Your Essence, that's my business, for about 5 years. So a couple years before that, I'm very much into personal growth and learning about yourself. And the company that I take a lot of classes with, Productive Learning, that they had a teacher's training course. And I wanted to be a facilitator. I wanted to really help others. And during that, I realized that I kind of wanted to combine my two loves, art and personal growth. And that's how I got Paint Your Essence. So I guess about 7 years ago is when I figured out I wanted to do it as a business. Well, it kind of started out a little bit like a hobby. I didn't even think I thought of it as a business. But when I met Marianne, the business coach that I currently work with, probably about 5 years ago, is when she helped me turn it into a business, because I was just starting off and not really kind of knowing what I was doing. and so it slowly turned into more of a business.
I think that you also, when it happens that way, you don't get so overwhelmed. Whereas the person who starts thinking, I'm going to make this into a business, they're so gung-ho that sometimes you overdo the research about it and then you stall out, or you kind of freak yourself out and create your own roadblocks. So
yeah,
hopefully you haven't experienced that. So how did you start doing the workshops? Did you immediately start, going to places or offering them to people, or did you start by selling your art first?
I sold my art first, but I've been painting actually for probably 27 years or 20 years, definitely. So, and I've sold pieces on and off through that. I do believe that I am making my art part of my business too now. I feel like that's more becoming, I still love doing it. It's still kind of like a hobby, but I'm more into selling it now than I probably was when I was starting out painting. I guess I couldn't figure out how to combine the personal growth and art. And I remember moving and finding a creative journal that I took a class in, and I thought, well, if I could remember what she did here, maybe I could create something. And then I found something online from another bit kind of a coach. She was a creativity coach. She has a business called Creativity Fit. Her name is Whitney Freya, and she's amazing. But I swear when I looked on her website, the first words I saw was art and plus personal growth. And I went, oh, that's what I want. And I just like signed up. I mean, I talked to her and had a great conversation with her first. But yeah, I was like, and it was really a great class to learn. So then a friend in a workshop said, oh, I can get you 15 girls, no problem, to come to my first workshop. And so I'm like, okay. And I just threw it together, and I actually ended up finding everybody. I think I had 12 people in my first class, and it was kind of scary. And it's kind of interesting how the development of how the workshop has slowly changed of what it was the first time and now how different it is. But it's so fun.
That's really impressive. 12 people, it's really hard to find people when you
Yes.
So yes. Let's say you went out and you got your 12 people and you held this. So do you collaborate with or other businesses? Like I've seen where artists link up with like a Hobby Lobby or Michael's and they have the workshop there. Is that how you did it, or did you found your own place? And
I do it. I found my own place.
Wow, that's really, really cool.
Yeah.
So are these classes for beginners or, advanced?
All levels. It doesn't matter. In fact, sometimes I feel like it's better when you're not an artist, because you don't have a certain concept, like it's supposed to look a certain way. I think all levels are great too. And I also think I've had several artists in there, and some keep coming back, which is great. Some have started out being a beginner and now are really great artists. So I have a lot of repeaters. And then I have artists that do come that are experienced artists. And sometimes they come just to get back into art, and it changes their thinking about art, and they're thinking about what they're making and how they're making, because I keep them on track. I pick a different theme every month, and that's what we paint about. What I'm doing for the next couple months is I'm picking a couple themes throughout the month to get different people at different workshops. But instead of repeating the theme, doing them twice a month. So
that's really cool. So then are these classes mostly for adults, or do you include children and teens?
I think more teens and above.
Oh, okay.
Because and the thing is, I'm not it's more intuitive painting in my workshops. It's not instructional. It's not like a wine and paint night at all. It's not like you pick I tell you to pick up this brush and this color blue, and this is how you paint the sky. Not like that at all. I'm more about allowing your vision and your energy to go onto the canvas the way it needs to go on the canvas.
It sounds like you can also learn a lot too.
Yeah.
Also instructional. Yeah. Without all that pressure of getting it perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And the interesting part is too, like I know that a lot of people, including myself, have a vision of what the picture is going to look like in your head, but by the time it gets to the canvas, it doesn't work that way. And I love, because to me that's the intuitive part, because that's the part that just shows up. Because when you, like, for instance, can I show you a piece?
Sure.
I did this for this was I'm Connected. This was, my theme was I'm connecting, but I was trying to connect to the sugar, because the more sugar I eat, the more my insecurities come out, or what, you know, it just changes my chemistry. Mm-hmm. And so that's what this is all about. It's like the reds over here, these right here are the sugar. And if that is, I can't get to my brightness if the sugar is running my light. So to me, my whole idea is for people to get to their best self. And I think everybody's paintings, when they share at the end, it's just, it makes me want to cry half of the time, because I'm just so excited about how they got there, or what they're saying about their painting, about their artwork, and what they're and who they're becoming. And it's just pretty amazing.
Right. Yeah, it definitely is. But you also mentioned that you do mosaic. Did I say that correct? Mosaic.
Mosaic, yeah, glass mosaic pieces.
Yes. So,
go ahead.
So did you do these in person too? Because I believe that you do a lot of these workshops online now, right?
Yes, I do the painting ones online. And the thing is that actually, even though it has the word paint in it, now, because they're online, you can use whatever you have at home. You don't need paints. I have people using crayons. I have someone who is doing collages. I have, I mean, a lot of people are markers, you know, I mean, whatever you have at home, you can use. I do have like little painting kits and stuff. I can, like a starter kit to send you if you want, of course, additional money, but yeah, they can use whatever you have at home. The mosaic one, I've only taught one class on the glass mosaic, and that was in person, because I had when I do my workshops in person, I supply everything. I bring all the canvases, the paint, little things you want to add to your paintings, you know, words or stickers, or so it's but I have, like I said, I have everything, so you don't even have to think about it. You just show up and play. But the glass mosaic, because I have all the glass, it becomes, and the cutters and stuff like that, I have everything. So that's kind of an in-person thing. Unless someone wants to just do mosaics together, then we could probably do it on Zoom, at least just talk to each other while we're doing it, you know, keep each other company kind of thing. But you would have to have your own glass and your cutters and stuff like that. So, yeah. So, yeah, with the coronavirus, it kind of, I wanted to do a second mosaic class, but obviously that didn't happen yet at the moment.
It's definitely changed everybody's plans. I know it's.
Yes. But because of the coronavirus, I'm getting people from all over to take my painting classes. You don't have to be in California to take it now. Like my sister's joined, and she lives in Chicago. I have someone from Martha Vineyards that lives over there. I have someone from Florida. And then I became international. I did a vision board class, and someone from Israel joined. So, you know, it's really kind of cool that anyone, because you're doing Zoom, can join. So
yeah. So how long are your classes usually via Zoom?
Via Zoom, it's about 2.5 hours, because I want to give at least a good hour to paint, and then we do about a half hour of prep before you paint, and then you paint for about an hour, and then we share for about a half hour. So that turns out to be about 2 to 2.5 hours.
Yeah. Well, when you're
depending on how many people are in the class too. So
true. Yeah, and I bet that time flies, because I don't call myself an artist, but all the artwork back here that you see. Yeah, those have been all from a session that I've had with my kids, just doing stuff at home. So, and sometimes it does seem very time consuming, and it is, but time flies for me, at least, because I enjoy it. And
yeah.
Yeah, so I really like that you offer this right now during coronavirus, because there are a lot of parents out there wondering, like, what can I do with my kids? And when you told me what you do, I thought, oh my gosh, you do this online? This is great. I'm going to tell my daughters, because they're looking for something entertaining, something that they can do that's easy. It's also, for us, it's pretty affordable to go to the store and buy a few paints and a few canvases. I think prices have definitely gone down for the price of canvas, like it used to be back in the day.
Yes.
So many more people are doing it at home. So so if people want to get a hold of you and register for a class, where can they go find you?
My website is paintyouressence.com. If you click on workshops, it will take you to Eventbrite, and it'll list all my classes.
Oh, perfect.
And I'm also done like corporate events, not a lot, but I really like doing those. So that's another option. And I've got a great one-on-one client. So if people want a private session and just really want to get deep into, we can look at your a belief that you have, and then talk about it, and then paint about it, and then paint a new belief, so that when you walk away, you go, this is my new belief about money, or whatever the topic was, So I call them clarity sessions. But then there's, I was going to say, you asked me about having children in there. I haven't done one with children. I mean, there's been like 9-year-olds coming with their parent to the class. But if a child was young enough and the parent wanted to come with too, we could create something together. I mean, I could easily do that. So I haven't thought about that, so thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll think about this, because someone else has talked to me about asking if I do it for children, like children's birthdays. I guess I could do a children's birthday party, like supply the paint, and I don't know if I would be doing it Zoom, but I'm just thinking out loud right now, of course. Bring canvases and let people just paint, and see what happens. So I could do something like that too.
Yeah, and
so people know that there's something I could create. So
yeah, and so I guess people could definitely reach out to you and say, "Hey, I have this idea. Would you be willing to do it?" And you'll get back to them.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's great.
And if it's not that, maybe we recreate and say we talk. Like I'll throw in a different idea, and then we're like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, I love that. I love that, because right now we need to get creative, because
we're
limited on what we can do or how we can do it. So thank you for offering this service. And
I think creativity is very important. I think, and I've said this before, but creativity is, to me, in everything you do anyway. So, I mean, someone could be math genius and they're creative with numbers. Mm-hmm. Someone could be a genius at the way they garden, and it becomes the way the plants grow is creative. It's really the way you look at it. And I just think everybody has creativity in them. They just don't realize it.
Right. Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that. And are you on social media?
I am. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. I don't post as much as I should on Instagram, and I do have a Twitter account, LinkedIn, and those are even less posting, but I'm mostly on Facebook.
Okay, and are you on Facebook as Paint Your Essence or as yourself?
Both, Karen Sachs and Paint Your Essence.
All right, wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Karen, for sharing about your wonderful service. And
thank you.
And I hope that people check out your website and
me too.
Because right now we need that outlet. It would be really fun.
Yes.
It's also nice, the comfort of your own home, and you get to have somebody, guide you with your artwork. That's perfect. Yep. Yeah.
And it's pretty inexpensive. I don't charge that much because it is Zoom and we're all tight with money right now. So, but yeah.
Any last tips or comments you would want to leave us with?
It's just that what I said about creativity. Allow yourself to play. Don't think that it needs to be a certain way. Allow it to flow the way it needs to flow, because your brain or your energy is telling you to look a certain way. So allow it to be that way.
Yeah, definitely. Great tip. Thank you so much, Karen. And thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for inviting me. Thanks for hosting this so I could be on it.
Absolutely welcome. All right. Have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Bye. Well, Well, there you have it, folks. Karen Sachs is inviting you to come on to paintyouressays.com. Check out her workshops, her artwork. And if you have just a very customized idea, pitch it to her. Go ahead and contact her, send her an email, and let her know what you have in mind and find out what kind of artwork you can make together. Yeah. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can get notified every time a new video is posted on my channel. And please check out dalitalks.com. Subscribe to my newsletter so that you can get insights, notifications of upcoming guests, and other events. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.